everybody. Welcome to Anime Psychos. It's the podcast for geniuses and the only podcast where we take a look at the four pillars of... I had to think for a while. Four pillars of modern misery, anime, gaming, posting, and jobs. I'm Tom, an Anime Sicko.
I'm Joe, an Anime Sicko.
We got three patrons who gave us money. First one, oh boy, is Chopin in here because it's Nocturne.
Thank you for money, Nocturne.
I go to piano lessons now, which is why I know about Chopin. Next up, this person does nothing to do with Chopin. I mean, maybe. Their first name does not give you any indication, though. It's Gretchen. Thank you, Gretchen.
Thank you, Gretchen.
And this third person, if they said Chopin, they'd say it in a funny way because they're Australian. It's William Reynolds.
So how much Australian dollars do we get now? Is it 15? Is that part of the pie?
I have no clue, dude. I mean, the behind the curtain, it's $8.50 Australian dollars. I have no idea what the conversion rate is. It's very possible that they don't actually meet the $5 threshold to get shouted out. But my desire to do math is much lower than my desire to just get it over with.
My understanding of Australia is that there's a lot of diamonds there. So could you also send those?
Yeah, send us a diamond. That's actually so smart. Anyway, Joe, enough of that yammering. We had to get that out of the way because they paid us money. We can't not do it. I mean, we can not do it, but we get yelled at.
It'd be awful. We'd be worse than anything.
This is a special episode. This is a Guesto episode, and this is one of, I think the second time this has ever happened, where a guest has come back. And this is after, so we were informed by Taylor Moore, a podcast genius who manages extremely successful and financially lucrative podcasts, that when it comes to guests, it's really dumb to pick people who you just know personally, even though you might you have a good rapport with them, so it'll be a good episode. But like, if they're not famous, no one's gonna tune in. You have to go for famous people that eyes are gonna bug out when they see they're on your show. With that said, it's my niece Issa.
Again, and we emailed Jamie Lee Curtis once. We tried.
Yeah, she was like,
she wasn't like anything. She didn't write. She didn't say anything.
I mean, that's a type of no. That's the worst no of all. I guess the worst no of all would be getting swatted, but we didn't get swatted. Anyway, Issa, hello.
Hello. I am Issa. I am a high school student. I am famous in the hearts of my family. And
true.
I'm here on the Anime Sickos podcast.
Many
a return.
Many listeners were saying that there should be a weekly segment where you told us that our use of slang was wrong. It gets wronger every week because we never update it. We're still saying sicko mode and schmovement and schnice with it. But yeah, we're back. And also, this is a funny thing because I've been the same. Like, I was noting this the other day. Like, I've been the same age for like 12 years in terms of my mind and like how I think. Like, I'm getting older, yes, but the only thing that's changing is I'm in more pain constantly. Like, mentally I'm the same.
You're also at a point where your age is actually how much money you have.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, you've actually like grown. Like, you're in the years where every year that passes is like a lot of stuff happening. It's like, that's wild. You're like a different person now. That's true enough. That's so weird.
I can't even watch the last podcast I was on without like physically being injured by the sound of my voice. Like, a lot higher, a lot more things I said.
I mean, I think it's good. But then again, I'm like, a lot of people have your opinion, even if they do a good podcast. I'm sort of a freak in that I love editing this show because I'm just like, oh, Tom, you're so smart. I can't believe you thought of that off the cuff. So, Issa, usually at these beginnings, we sort of just yammer about stuff that's going on, how you're doing. But I know how you're doing because it's how I'm doing. It's you're playing Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. How do you feel about that game?
I love this game. 10 out of 10. I love it. It's so big.
It's so okay.
So is the same map from Breath of the Wild? Or no? Is there? Oh no! I'm getting
your small brain.
The fucking look I'm getting right now is just like, you absolute moron, you
Have
baby
you ever heard
bitch.
of the upheaval?
This guy never even heard about the upheaval. Oh my god!
Were you in California when the Great Californian Earthquake hit? Do you think California looked the same after that? I'm telling you right now, it did not.
He thinks it looks the same. Okay,
I do. Is there a huge map under the map?
Yes. It's
okay.
the best thing in the. Oh, it's so fun. Okay, so Joe, 3 things have occurred.
That was a blind idea. I'm very pleased now.
1, the main map, the ground, it is, in a sense, the same map, except a ton of stuff has changed. Also, time has passed, so, like, every time you go to a place, it's different. Also, there's, like, a jillion caves and wells.
Yes.
Which, like, they didn't used to be caves. Like, you go into a cave, and there's, like, a mini dungeon in the caves that you found. And then...
So, like, okay. Because the only, like, little thing you would go into in the first one was shrines, basically.
Yeah. Those are still there, to be clear.
But now you can spelunk.
You can spelunk. Also, getting around on the map is totally different, because before in Breath of the Wild, you were a plebe who used your friggin' feet like a beast of burden. Whereas now, Link has godlike powers, and at any given time has like 15 ways to shoot a mile straight up into the air.
Yeah.
So, Isa, I gotta ask, I was very surprised. I'm not very surprised. I was a little bemused that you had taken this game so much, because... correct me if I'm wrong. Did you? My understanding, and it's probably wrong, is that you sort of bounced off of Breath of the Wild. Like, you weren't that into it.
No, you're totally right. When I first had the game, I was a noob gamer and I didn't know how to game, and I was getting beat by the bokoblins. It was making me upset, and so I think I didn't get I think I got to the water one, and then I didn't beat the guy there.
That's wild. This is what I was talking about like you're at the age where like a year passing is like significant, because I was like, why, like what changed? I'm like, oh, I know what changed. Like, Issa was 11 when Breath of the Wild came out. Like, it's a long time ago. Okay. So,
and also they added, and let's face it, like building components, which I think in the first episode you said you love Minecraft.
Minecraft.
So like this is an easy combination.
Yes.
What kind of stuff are you building?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm like really bad at the building in the game. All of my contraptions end up like falling from the sky or like blowing up or running out of energy, but I don't know. I guess I'd be building cars sometimes.
I mean, cars are the big thing. And that's that's I see so many doodads and doohickeys on Twitter and like in clips. But man, I'm just building cars and airplanes. That's all. And the airplanes always like break. That's the other thing. Okay, so Joe, there's the dark depths underneath the map, which are as big as the real map. And that's where you want to make a car, because there's a lot of road to cover, and also the road has goop on it that you don't want to step in that goop. And so what I'll do is I'll make a car, and I'll be like, time to go. And the depths are really dark, and you can shoot these little seeds that light it up. Or you can just be like, I'm probably going to be fine, and just drive forward, at which point you get caught in a ditch, which is what happens to me immediately.
Wait, so do you build the car in the depths, or do you take it down to the depths? Wait, like, how do you carry parts of shit? Like, what's happening?
You have little bubbles full of contraptions that were made by the Zonai, and so you can take those around, but they also have supply dumps. Just like around the depths, like in Fortnite, if you ever played that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like you there are these big gumball machines around where you put in doodads and it shoots out gumballs, and it's capsules from Dragon Ball Z. So like,
gotcha.
You'll get like a capsule that has a wheel in it, and like if you have like 10 wheels, then like at any time you can pop 4 wheels out and put them on a slab of wood, and there you got a car, baby. And like Isa said, there are these little like shelves. It really is not even like it. Like they legitimately are like shelves that are just around that got doodads on them. And then this is a spoiler for those of you who haven't gotten this yet. That you get the purple power.
Yes.
That lets you because like when you're building things manually, you have to pick them up and like goop them one by one. But then you have auto build, which remembers stuff that you've previously built. You can set favorites and such, and you just pick them, and it just shoots it out immediately. If the pieces are nearby, it'll pull the pieces together. But if the pieces aren't nearby, you just spend some rock and they're there.
Yeah. It's great. I love auto build for gathering things. If you put like 40 apples together, then you can do auto build around a bunch of apple trees, and they just all come to you
No!
at once. Yes, and then you get all the apples. It's so much easier because it used to be you do the bomb to collect all the materials.
Yeah,
and now you don't
just
have that
destroy
anymore.
the environment.
Yeah.
Wait.
And so yeah.
I'm like legitimately having a mind blown moment because my method of collecting apples is I jump and get the 2 on the lower branch, and I'm like, I don't care about the rest.
No, you gotta go to what's it? The mountain, Satori.
Satori.
Yeah,
Mountain.
Satori Mountain. Go there. Go to the apples. Get the apples.
Goop the apples together.
Goop the apples. 10 out of 10.
Oh my
And
God.
it plucks them.
So
through.
has time passed? Like you wake up again, like, oh man, I just got out of another coma.
No, you just have been walking around. Like, you and Zelda have been chilling for years.
Yeah.
That's fun. None of them have ever started with like them hanging out.
The closest I think would be Majora's Mask, but that like goes off the rails very quickly because Link immediately falls into a portal into Funny World, and like it's a whole different thing. No, but like there'll be like remember Hudson and Ronson, the Gerudo and the Builder that got
Yes.
married. Like they have a little kid.
They have a kid,
Aw.
and they look so funny.
The kid is so good. I love the kid,
Yes.
Madison,
Madison.
because you gotta have a son as the last name. Okay. I don't want to get into the like. I want it. So I haven't played this game as much as I like because I'm being the greatest saint of all time and allowing my wife to play it during the day while she's awake, and I play it at night while she's asleep. Which means I
During
don't have-
dude time.
Yeah, during dude time. Which sucks because dude time is when my cognitive ability is at its lowest. So like this is a game I actually have to think for. Jesus. So I'm like trying to, anyone who's played more than me, I like want to ask questions. Like, do you ever find out why Bolson isn't the head of Bolson anymore?
I
Now
know.
it's
I've been
Hudson?
looking for Bolson everywhere. He's my boy. I don't know where he went. He was my favorite in the last game.
He's so cool. Okay, so
Can I ask some questions about
yeah,
the game?
yeah. I want to
To
hear
the
you
super nerds.
get excited.
Well, I am becoming all the Vince McMahon faces as more details about the game are revealed. Am I correct in that the details of the game were not really like publicized until like almost launch?
Yes, that is
Okay.
correct.
I just felt like I didn't know anything about it. Everyone's like, oh, we did 9/11 with Zelda. And I was like, what happened?
Yeah, that's because if the little Koroks need to get places, so you put them on an airplane, and then you sort of point them in the general direction where they need to go, and then you jump off, and the airplane 9/11s into the destination.
So-
there was a Washington Post article where Aonuma was like, yeah, we got really concerned that like launch was 2 weeks away, and no one seemed to care, so we had to throw together a video where we showed everyone like, here's what you actually do in the game, and then everyone loved it.
That's kind of a fun anecdote because like it wasn't a piece of marketing in the sense that a marketing person did it. Like they just were like, this is what's fun about it. End of story. So in the first Breath of the Wild, like the actual advancement, like you can putz around and do whatever you want, but the actual advancement was there were these huge walking fortresses that were like dungeons, and then killing them made it like made Ganon's mojo worse. I don't remember.
True.
But that was the like thing that advanced the story. So in this, what are the mileposts that aren't just wandering around? Which, to be clear, is the point of the game.
Yeah.
It is the same.
Yes.
They are in the same 4 cities. With the same 4 like general location, it's a dungeon again. But it's not entirely clear. Instead of like these divine beasts that you need to prepare to like beam up Ganon, it's not entirely clear what the connection between like bad stuff going on in the 4 cities is to me yet. I'm not in that point of the game.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I've only done one of them.
Did you do the Rito?
Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's the one they tell you to go to first.
Yeah.
And
You need the cold clothes for everything, so.
yeah, that's true. And I don't want to say what happens after you beat it, what sort of abilities you get, but I like that ability. Anyway,
I do like that one too.
So are these divine beasts again, or just
They are Divine
Yeah.
Beast by another name. I
Okay.
love this game. I think the dungeons are the worst part because it's the same. You have way too much ability to move. Like the whole point of a Zelda dungeon is like having to figure out like how to get to the right place and like solve puzzles based on like where you are.
Yeah, but now you can climb anywhere.
Yeah, you're basically God. So like just like the Divine Beast, like the puzzle of the dungeon is like there's 5 friggin' buttons you got to press. Can you do it? And it's like yes, easily.
One of those buttons took me a long time, mind you. I could not find one of those buttons.
Was it the bottom one in
Yeah.
in the basement? Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a tough one. Yeah, but there really isn't a plot reason why, other than just like the Ritos are really cold, and it's hard for them to get enough food because of the cold. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, the cold. It's because that big ship up in the sky is making it cold.
Mm-hmm. It's not
Uh,
entirely clear.
yeah, like in Breath of the Wild, like the problem, like Ganon's there. He's a big purple cloud. You can see him floating around. Doesn't that suck? You gotta get rid of him. In this one, like Ganon's a guy again, and I don't know where he is right now.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's in Hyrule Castle. I snooped around the outside of Hyrule Castle to get the loot, and I did get the loot, and I also heard like some crazy music. So I'm thinking that that's the place.
Loot, Loot. I was like, like.
So he's back looking like a huge nosed king.
Yeah, he's
Okay, cool.
ample. His voice actor, they got the Critical Role guy. His voice is way too high. Like his chest is like 10 feet wide. He's got huge lungs. It should be so bassy, but it's not. What are you gonna do?
Maybe he's getting ratatouille'd, and the rat is talking.
All this time we've been hating on Ganondorf, when really it's just a Ratatouille situation.
The other change to the map is the Sky Islands, which be up in the sky. It's funny because there are these massive giant rocks that are very obviously like just above the clouds, and like villagers are like, I don't know what's going on up there. And like, and I guess Link just doesn't tell them that he's been up there and he be going up there like all the time. I don't know.
So I love floating continents. Sonic, to its credit, despite me not liking it for many reasons, it does love some floating continents, and it's good about them. So is this just essentially another layer of the map above you? So you got your hell basement, and then you have like basically clouds and whatnot. And is it the same thing as the lower level, where like this upper level is as big?
No, it's not as big, because if it was, it would just be a huge plate
to block out the sun.
Yeah, it's smaller. It's little. Each sort of like clump of islands is its own sort of like mini puzzle, because like part of the puzzle is like, how are you gonna get up there? Because like I said, you have a lot of ways to go up high, but not all of them are gonna get you like up there. They're really high, so like how are you gonna get up there? That's part of the puzzle. Like once you're there, like they all have like basically a goal. Like there's something you're trying to do up here, and yeah, like it's so tempting. Everything about it is so, because you're up on there, you did the little go, and like you look, and like up in the sky, like a mile away and a mile further up is like a cube, and you're like, I want to go to that cube. How do I get to the cube? I don't know.
There's like a huge range of the Sky Islands, in that some of them are like just at the you could get to it by going to the top of a mountain. Some of them are like a little higher than that, and some of them you are in the stratosphere. You literally have low gravity. When you get to low gravity Sky Islands, you know you are up there.
That sounds awesome. Sounds like a little bit of Super Mario Galaxy in there.
And it's got this there's this economy of like stuff that you need in each place that makes you constantly be like wanting to cycle through the 3 maps. Because when you're up on the sky, when you're on the ground, you get these seeds that light up so that you don't get in the dark when you're in the depths, which is the funnest part. You go up to the Sky Islands because it's so exciting. I'm in the sky. Oh boy, I found my way up. And then you found Sundelions, which are these plants that undo what happened when you're in the depths and you get hit with goop. Your max HP goes down, so you need to eat Sundelions to have them go back up. And then down there in the depths, you find the magical rocks that you can use to make your contraption skill better, and it's just like you're constantly going up and down and up and down. Oh, and up in the sky you find old maps that show you where goodies are in the depths, or at least that's what they are supposed to do. For me, you find old maps that cause a box to pop up that says you have already found the treasure indicated on this old map, and I cry.
Well, at least they tell you.
I think they should give me like 50 rupees or something. Like,
yeah.
It's so devastating. Because they're like, you have to fight like this boss to get usually there's like a boss made out of a bunch of cubes, and like one of the cubes is a chest, and when he dies and the chest's on the ground, you're like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And you open it up and it's like, you found this. I feel devastated.
Hate to see it.
I'm sold on this. I don't know why I was like indifferent.
I mean, it's because you don't play long games no more is why.
That's true, but I mean, I absolutely devoured Breath of the Wild. That was a long game. It was just like so awe-inducing, especially initially.
I will say, I loved Breath of the Wild as much as you. Masterpiece in my view. Tears of the Kingdom makes it look like you like I could never play it again because I'm just like, where's Ascend? You know, where's Ascend? How come I can't Ascend? Like, one of the powers, Ascend, is just like, if there's something above, if there's a roof, you're going to jump into it and swim, wiggle, 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 until you're, like, at the next level up. So, like, if you're in a cave, that's how they're able to make, like, caves be, like, a big part of it. Where you can, like, go down, 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 down into, like, a huge labyrinth of cave. And then when you get to the end, you're just like, all right, whoop, and you're up at the top of the mountain again. So fun.
Exactly.
All right, I need to get to it.
Oh, well, I guess, okay, last thing, Tears of the Kingdom outfits are 10 out of 10. They are, like, they do a good job, like, assessing, like, the great outfits in Breath of the Wild. Even though they got rid of the female Link outfit, they do him justice. They got him in a few outfits that are good enough to replace it.
Yeah, there are people being like, oh no, why would they take out the Vi outfit? And it's like, oh man, he's like, don't worry. He is the sluttiest man of all time.
Yeah. Do you even Gloom? Like,
oh, the Gloom outfit is so cool. Like, I want that in real life.
I mean, yeah, the Frostbite outfit is a full-on backless dress. Like, I don't, like, okay.
Whoa, wait, Ash, I thought you were talking about, like, the Rito clothes. I'm like, why would you single those out? Those are from the old game. Those just look like he's wearing a coat. Wait, What is this? What?
No. Okay, you need to go to the tower in the Rito area. You gotta look around, find where there's a bunch of pink trees in the middle of, like, a snowy mountain. Go to the statue where there is a bowl and place an apple inside the bowl, and something will happen, and you'll see the caves you'll see all the entrances to all the caves will light up, and then go to those caves, and in that area 3 caves have the head, bodice, and like pants of the Frostbite outfit, and that's how you gotta get it. It's the best outfit in the game so far that I've seen.
Tom, you have to get Link his backless dress.
You go to the
you need to wear it.
Tower. You find the pink trees, then
does it keep you warm too? I'm guessing because it's like
no,
winter.
It doesn't. It's actually so bad. It doesn't keep you warm. Like, I think if you go and you upgrade it at the Great Fairies, you could make you warm. But none of the Great Fairies like have worked for me yet. Like, you have to do some other stuff that I like haven't gotten to. So all my armor is super sucky. So especially the Frostbite armor is terrible, but it looks so good, so you have to wear it.
The miner's outfit is that is like, whoa.
I only have the pants of that. I don't know what the rest of it looks like.
Is it just all suit? Like, is he just covered in suit?
No. The point of the miner's outfit is that it's like light bulbs. So that when you're in the dark, you are glowing, so like you're always gonna see a little bit around you. The pants are just big, sort of like, it looks like he's wearing 2 light bulbs on his legs. The top, I don't have the hat yet. I don't have the head yet. The
oh my
middle,
God.
the shirt is Link is just, again, sluttiest man of all time. He is wrapped in chains, shirtless, and there's a bunch of light bulbs hanging off of him.
Yes.
His no sell and everything is so funny.
Yeah, he's just like, this is normal. It's like, what do you want?
Another selling point for the Frostbite armor is if you dye it in Hateno Village, at the dye shop, it dyes Link's hair with it and his nails.
This is JoJo
Like,
stuff.
come on.
I love it.
It's pretty good.
Did you ever hear about that guy who was writing a book, and there was a section about someone dyeing their clothes red, and it was like he used an Octorok tentacle, and it's like, oh, you looked up how to dye clothes red. The first thing was Zelda, and you put it in the book. Yeah,
and the book was not about Zelda.
No, it was a normal book.
That's funny.
Good game. Tears of the Kingdom.
Play it for the outfits.
Play for the outfits. Play it for, like, putting a rocket on stuff. Like, the rockets are so goofy. Like, they're so strong.
Yeah.
Like, stuff goes so far when you put a rocket on it.
I don't think I've ever used a rocket correctly, like, ever. I always end up killing myself or someone else when I use a rocket.
I mean, that's what it's all about, really. I mean, the
true.
point of it is to be funny.
I think I'm sold mostly on the subterranean element. I love when a game has a huge, like, underworld. That's good.
It's so cool because when you stumble across stuff, it really feels like it's obvious. It's all intended. Like, it's just like it's a game that they want children to play. Like, everything is designed like they want you to find all the things. However, because you're in this goopy underworld where it's so dark and you can barely see, and like you're going around just like this wasteland full of messed up trees for 15 minutes, like, what's happening? And then you stumble across something cool and you're just like, I've discovered the secret. Like I did something I wasn't supposed to. Oh, how did I find this incredible secret? Like, it feels so cool because it wasn't like outside. Like, that's part of why the Sky Islands are so cool. When you're on the Sky Islands, you look down and there's everything. It's like, what do I want to parachute down to? Because it could be anything. But when you're in the depths, it's just like, I hope I don't die. And then you find a cool thing and it's like, whoa, that's better than what I was hoping.
Another game that had just a fantastic, like, underground map underneath the main thing was Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight tricked you, like...
Oh, yeah.
It's like, this is the bottom. Just kidding. Okay, but this one's the bottom. Okay, so actually this is the bottom. Yeah. And it just, like, kept doing it, and the map is just deranged.
Part of what's so amazing about the depths, and we already touched on how they didn't, like, advertise, like, what's in the game. Like, I don't think they ever talked about the depths pre-release.
Why? Were they too busy swatting people that emulate?
Yeah. Issa, you have written down here that the sophomores that are in school now are all messed up forever. Speak on this.
Correct. One caveat is that most of the sophomores I know are debate sophomores, which probably has, like, tainted their whole, like, everything, like, from being in debate.
Oh,
so they're probably this is probably, like, the extremes. But
yeah, you've gotten a messed up sample.
Yeah. None of them have an indoor voice. None of them know how to, like, talk. All of, like, I don't think it's okay to make fun of people's laughs, but their laughs are terrible. Like, they laugh like they're screaming, like they're in pain, and it's so bad because I don't think they weren't in 8th grade where if you did that laugh, people around you would, like, flinch and, like, be, like, clearly uncomfortable.
And to be clear, the reason they weren't is because of that massive worldwide airborne death virus that they want us to forget about.
So they were all on Zoom, and then when they did their horrible laughs, their teachers probably just, like, turned down their computer volume, and so they never, like, suffered any repercussions for, like, being socially inept. And then the other thing that's a real issue is, I also had this written down, I mean, they don't know how to walk throughout the school. I cannot, like, safely, like, go in the hallways. I'll be, like, making a right turn, and some sophomore will be taking a sharp left, like, directly into me. Like, one, because they don't know how to drive, so they don't know how, like, the rules of the road apply to the rules of walking as well.
Yeah,
but they
right
also
and left
never
lanes,
had to walk in their life in a big school. Like, they're used to, like, middle school walking where everybody was bumping into everyone. But
middle school walking when it's just chaos.
Yeah.
I mean, this is So, okay, me and my wife go on walks in the park all the time. One, because it's enjoyable. Two, because of my horrible back. It feels better when I walk. And there's a lot of kids in the park. And, like, if you, like, you really have to be very aware of all the kids' like trajectories, because like a little kid, like a toddler, like 5 and below, they are literally incapable of like noticing that there's a person in front of them.
Yeah. They're just a missile.
Yes, and so for a little kid, it's like, okay, you bumped into someone because you were just running in a straight line, not thinking. And like that's all you're capable of. So I'm not going to get mad. It seems like these children, these sophomores, are still at that 5-year-old level.
Yes.
A giant 6-foot-tall 8th grader pushing into people.
They stop at the bottoms and tops of stairs, like blocking the flow of people. They stop in front of doorways. They stop in front of like where people want to get into the line, like in the lunch line.
That's what the Sims do when they're like messed up. You know that, right? Like they're like, I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm standing and pissing.
Okay, so I was like, this is funny, but like that stair thing is like, oh, that's like actually a problem.
It's terrible. And groups of sophomores, like 5 or more, will like link arms and walk down the hallway, so there's no way to pass them as they're walking in slow motion. It's
Do
terrible.
they like skip? Like what is this?
Like, no, they're not skipping. They're like dragging their feet like snails. I can't get around them. I need to get to my class, and it's just terrible.
Wait, is this like how people in India hold hands and it's like normal? Like what is this?
Oh,
why did they do
making
this?
a deal and they don't let go until the deal is complete? Okay, so here's my question. Like, COVID was universal. It was not a virus that only targeted this group. So, like,
wouldn't it be amazing if it was?
Yeah, that would be very funny. But also, so is it because that they were in 8th grade when COVID hit, which is like a pivotal time for practicing being normal?
Yeah, they got no 8th grade. I got 3/4 of 8th grade. They got none, and they probably got only a little bit of 7th grade. So you gotta imagine that they're basically 6th graders. Like they did not get any of junior high, and they were thrusted straight into like high school, which was hybrid, and then they never experienced what it was like to like have that transition. And so in their mindset, like for most people, when you're going into high school, you're thinking like, oh my God, like this is serious now. Like this isn't the same as junior high. Yeah. But for them, they never had that moment of transition, that time where they were going to leave their old habits behind and become better people. And so they are still terrible 6th grader goblins that don't know how to walk in the hallway.
That's wild. Because that is very astute observation, which is like, that like late middle school and early high school, like yes, you are technically going to classes and learning curriculum, but the real education is like how like can you not get like messed up? Like can you make it? And
yeah.
Can you get from home to school and back home without embarrassing yourself? Is it possible?
Yeah, it's like, and that's why high schools need to have like theater and band programs, because like some kids are gonna be really friggin' weird. They're just gonna be messed up. But like we have built in a safety valve where like they can be freaks and someone won't beat them up.
Sophomores say like the most wild things. Like I have a lot of sophomores in my chemistry class as well as in like debate, and they say like the most like terrible, most like disgusting things all the time. And I guess it's probably also partly just like the North Shore, but I be sitting in chemistry class like trying to get my lab done, and this like sophomore boy to the left of me is just like, you know what, the people in Palestine, they deserve it. Like just out of nowhere.
What?
And like his friend is like, I don't know, man, I'm not very political, but maybe that's like, maybe they don't deserve anything. Like maybe they don't deserve like getting tortured. They were like, no, the people in Palestine, they instigate it. They deserve violence. They should be gone. I'm like, oh my God.
I thought this was gonna be like just like pointless swearing, not
no.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna be like, they were gonna be like, oh, did you watch The Racist Gamer on stream last night? I mean, I guess that's where they would get it.
That's true. Yeah. No, that's true. And another kid in my debate class who just generally says the most wild things. But she just goes, you know what, guys? I'm not trying to be sexist here, but
Oh, but you're about to be real sexist.
Yeah.
But what I'm about to say is going to be fun.
Scientifically, women are more emotional than men. I'm like, what is happening?
Scientific.
It's actually, I'm not trying to be like sexist here or anything. I don't
Jesus.
understand.
It's just I said scientifically
Yeah.
before I made my statement.
Yeah, my sources, trust me, bro.
Yeah. No, they have no shame. They have no shame. Like, people keep that to yourself. You learn to keep that to yourself.
This is the kind of thought. Rather, this is the kind of thing that, like, there's always going to be some teens saying this.
Mm-hmm.
There were, even in my high school experience.
Yes.
But, like, they were the weirdos. Like, it was like, oh, that's one of the freaks. Like,
Yeah.
if these sophomores are, as you say, and are all messed up, like, that's a malign force. If they are, like, just saying that stuff and everyone's just like, that's normal to me.
Yeah.
I would say when I was a sophomore, the majority of them did not know what Palestine was or had an opinion on it, let alone
true.
one that emits so many Hitler particles.
If you had told me, what do you think about Palestine when I was in sophomore year, I would have thought you were talking about Palatine, and I'd be like, I've never been there. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. So do these stunted children, because they're stuck in the past and have never moved on, is it possible that they still say sicko mode and getting schnice with it?
No.
Neither. Oh my God, neither. You would be so bullied if you went to
High school name redacted.
Oh my God.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's kind of how I figure.
Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely not.
What do the kids say now? We're not going to update our shtick because the oldness is the joke, but like
the longer it goes, the funnier it gets. This is a long-term investment.
I don't know how up to, like, I guess you guys are telling me you're not up to date at all.
Yeah, how old do you think? How could we possibly be up to date?
Or maybe we are up to date.
I mean, do you know what W-Riz is?
Like, okay. Riz is like game, right?
What did
Riz is like
being
it's
slick.
The juice. It's like
That's when you
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was the...
W-Riz. It just means you're a winner.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay. Now,
I'll
okay,
probably just
it's
say
because I
winner,
didn't
but-
hear it. It's because I heard it instead of, if I had seen the dub, I would have known. But like hearing it, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
What's that?
It took me so long to understand dub was short for win. When people write it out as dub, I was like, what?
Are they talking about from anime?
Yeah, what is that?
I was so lucky that like when Riz was starting, some like old person on Twitter is like, it's short for charisma, by the way. And I'm like, oh thank God.
Okay, hit us with another one.
This isn't really slang, and don't say this ever, but it's really caught on. Like, people say like bombastic side eye a lot. They say like they just gave you a bombastic side eye.
This is Tales Old as Time. This is Thesaurus Core. They've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
It's just a new iteration of it.
There's a viral video.
Side eye, yeah, they just kind of dressed it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Thesaurus. I mean, it used to be that was it was a lot worse in our college years. Thesaurus Core, where like the way to be cool is like, salutations, my good sir. Methinks I'll quaff a libation, and it's like everyone was like, "Oh, he said good sir, woo!" And like any comedic writing from that period is just like radioactive. Like you can't look at this; like, it will kill you.
That's so bad.
Other
than that, I don't know. The language is pretty much the same. You know, like no cap, no kizzy. Like,
wait, what was that last one?
You know, like it means the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think sicko mode's got to make a comeback. These things are cyclical, you know. Then the 2000s style is coming back. You know, the big pants.
Yeah.
So like,
Jinkos are going to be huge. Like, the smart money move is to get the Jinkos from thrift stores now, and you beat the rush. And then you could also make a fortune selling them to greedy new Jenko fans.
Okay, this is actually the Jinkos sparked a question that I do want to ask, which I think is like, this is the answer to this question being yes is like critical to like the health of society. Like, are there still like weird nerds? And when I say weird nerds, I mean like specifically like people who are just like into like niche shit. How do I even put this? Like someone who would wear Jinkos in the old days is like into like dark industrial music at like age 15 and is like a hard goth. And it's like, it feels like now we're like, it used to be that like you would have to like look for the things you wanted to watch and listen to. And now it's all coming through these big pipelines. This, your Spotify's, your Netflix's, streaming. You just get everything on iPad. Yeah, you get it on Fortnite. So like it feels as though there's very little inducement for someone to be looking for that weird shit. Is that happening still? Like I really hope so.
I think there are weird communities. That is for sure. Oh, yeah. I could show you the picture for the sci-fi club picture. Oh. It's tough.
I know it smells crazy in there.
It's tough. We got a varsity bass fishing team. I'm sure they're not normal.
Is it like real fishing or the Sega one?
No, real fishing. Going out in the lake, getting them bass.
You should start the Sega one as a competing club.
Well, our Valorant team went to nationals, so we do have like gaming, like.
Okay.
Yeah.
That National Valorant guy.
National Valorant 2023. You can pop that in. We have one girl on the team, and she gets a lot at her.
Gets a lot. You don't even have to say what she gets. It's like she gets a lot.
She gets a
positive reinforcement at every juncture.
Yeah.
Respect for her personhood.
Yeah. I've heard she's good, though. I've heard she's good.
I mean, she's on a nationally ranked team.
Yes.
You
can't not be good.
It's a team game. You can't get carried if you're a weak link and still win.
And look, Valorant is like, as far as I can tell, it's Counter-Strike, but then you can also shoot ice sometimes. So that makes it more complicated than Counter-Strike.
Yeah, my understanding of it is it's Overwatch if they didn't make it bad on purpose like they did with Overwatch.
Yeah. Yeah, the movement is much more limited.
Okay. Because, like, the reason I ask about, like, are there still weirdos, and I'm so glad to hear that it's yes, is because, like, I had to work so hard to make myself a weirdo. Like, I've spoken this in the past, but, like, I would spend hours every day, like, searching the, 2 to 4 a.m. time slots to find reruns of Kids in the Hall and Mr. Show to record, because I'm like, this is like the kind of comedy that like you don't see that often. This isn't on the big channels.
Comedy Central for a period in my childhood had the rights to Mystery Science Theater, I think it was, and they would like have that in the middle of the day. And it's like a 3-hour time slot, so it's like a deranged thing to like try to watch. So like taping that was important.
It was very funny as a little kid watching Mystery Science Theater because, like, my older siblings liked it, so that makes it cool. So I have to like it. And, like, every third joke is, like, a reference to something about Minnesota in 1985. It's like, oh, yeah, I get that. Yeah, that's really funny. And I'm just like, what are they? I can't act like I don't know. Anyway, the point being, put a pin in that. We go back to all the content comes out of big pipes these days. YouTube, Netflix, what have you. Do the kids know about torrenting and pirating?
No.
That's...
Movies aren't that valuable anymore. People like TikTok.
Movies aren't the only thing you can torrent.
But
no, I mean, no one cares. Like everybody has Spotify. You have your music there, and then people don't like to watch movies. Like people like to watch YouTube and TikTok.
Tom and I were worried that this younger generation would not know how to pirate.
They don't.
And your response is what I did not expect, which is it's not worth getting that trash.
Why would I want to pirate anything? But what about like TV shows? I guess it's all on friggin' Netflix, but they take that stuff off all the time. There's shows that they don't have anymore. What if you want to watch, like, 30 Rock? Where even is that? It's nowhere. I don't know where it is.
30 Rock?
30 Rock? Oh my God. Wait a minute. Are you about to, like give me, like, the face about liking 30 Rock?
No, I'm giving you the face for dating yourself. What, 30 Rock?
For dating myself? Yeah, I
It
like the
holds
thing
up
that...
well.
Issa, I'm gonna tell you a friggin' fact. You're in high school. The things you like in high school, that is to say, the things you like right now, are going to forever be framed in gold for your entire life. 30 years from now, you're gonna be like, Tears of the Kingdom. No, there was a game. These days, they don't know what it's like. They don't know how to make a good game anymore. Well, I knew what a good game was back in my day. Ooh, my hip. That's going to be you. That is me now with 30 Rock, because I was your age when 30 Rock was airing. It's very easy, simple math.
But no, it's like, it holds up.
It does hold up.
It does. It's, Kimmy Schmidt is just worse 30 Rock.
Mm-hmm.
I as someone who like was a comedy adjacent person and was interested in it, you should like start watching on the second season. I think you get a kick out of it. I really do. And also that'd be another thing you can bond with your uncle about, because a common thing that happens to me is just walking around the house. Now I'm going to think about 30 Rock lines.
Yeah.
It is very funny. I can tell when this happens because Joe just starts posting 30 Rock lines out of context. Actually, I while Joe was talking, I came across the missing link because I'm like, what? Huh? I like the show said, like, that is a response I was not expecting, which is, why would I learn to torrent? Why would I need any of that shit?
That's smarter than torrenting. Yeah. Like, being above it all is actually the correct one.
But I think the thing that you're missing is that unless my brother has done some wild decisions, you're not paying for the subscriptions. You're not paying for your Spotify. You're not paying for your Netflix and Hulu and whatnot. Once that's on you, pirating becomes a lot more...
That's true.
A lot more attractive. It's like, why? I want to watch this one show. Am I going to pay a Netflix fee? Not a chance. And then I just get it my own self. And
I
then
have
when
to do what to watch, Barry? No.
Is that The Flash?
No, Barry on HBO with Bill Hader. Now there's a show that's good. Oh, you'd love that. I think you're old enough. Yeah, I'm like, it's pretty adult. But, like, who cares?
Yeah.
There's, like, it's not... It's all fine. Worst thing is some violence and murders. You know about
You're
murders.
in Debate Club. Debate Club... I'm not going to let this go. It attracts a very specific type of person. I did a speech. I didn't do debate, but I did, like, the events, whatever. And those attracted a very extra type of person. And I think the debate is like a further mutation of that type of person. Anyway, it's funny.
Yeah, so on Twitter, there is a type of person who is the debate club brained person, who is an odious freak who everyone disdains. Where, like, they're the people who are like, perhaps there is merit in allowing white guys to say the N-word. And it's like, no, there isn't. It's like, methinks you didn't give any logical reasons why not. And it's just like, oh my God, like, can you just... And they're like, there's value in asking these difficult questions. Like, no, there isn't, because the answer, like, there's no difficult... Why would you ask a question? The question's been answered. Like, we have the answer. Why ask it again? The answer's always going to be the answer. Like, that's... So that, when I hear about the debate club brain, I'm thinking of that guy. How do you avoid becoming that guy?
Well, policy debate, at least, from my experience in my circuit, and that's, like, I mean, the national circuit, policy debate is one of the most leftist, like, spaces I've ever been in. Like,
really?
Very uncommon to see anyone, even Republican, very uncommon to see someone who isn't a communist. Like, it's...
Oh, that's good.
It's
I love
very
this.
potent with people lose debates on, like, call-outs. Okay, actually, I need to explain to you what a call... Okay,
Yeah.
a call-out will be
Define
like,
your terms.
one team will someone from one team will have personally done something like racist or sexist, and so some other team will bring it up in a round and be like, judge, they should lose for this. And it sometimes works. I mean, not always, but sometimes. Like there was actually a really big issue with sexual assault from a bunch of guys on a bunch of different debate teams at the Michigan debate camp. Shout out to them. And they are all still on their respective teams, and so they've been getting a lot of call-outs recently.
Oh, right, because they're like, hey, the thing from before, which is now resolved, is in front of us.
Yeah, it's like interesting words from a pervert.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, I love. It's just like, it's got to be the best feeling in the world when you're just listening to your opponent and you're just like, oh, that was ableist, I win.
Yes. Oh, well, certainly. Okay, if it's out of round, like, most judges, to be honest, most judges would not be like, yes, a call out. They would probably be like, that's like an outside issue, like, don't bring that into the debate. But if your opponent does something, if your opponent misgenders you in round, they are done, bruh. They are done. Like, it depends on the judge, but they are probably done. If they say something ableist in round, if they say the word, like, if they say, your arguments are crazy, you're done. Like, you'd say crazy? If you say their arguments are insane, like, yikes.
Oh, dude, we're cooked.
Like, you're cooked, bro. Like, I mean, if it's that sort of team.
I say insane all the time, but, like, I think I get to.
Yeah, you got to pass, because you are.
Yeah, it's fine. So the judges, when I did high school speech, these tournaments require lots of judges, because there's lots of rounds. The judges were often teachers from other school, but there was basically a contingent of like 26 to like 34-year-olds that were like either former speech people themselves or whatever. Are the judges skewing younger like that at debate as well?
Yeah, I'd say, I mean, we get a range because a lot of our judges are college policy debaters.
Okay. Makes sense.
All mostly former policy debaters, but there's definitely some, we get a lot of debate coaches as our judges, and so they tend to be like older.
People get bit by the bug and they can't stop. It's tragic.
Just, like, people who don't understand like policy debate can't judge it because it's not like normal.
This I'm still like rocked by the revelation that this is like a hard leftist organization.
Dude, hard left. Like,
this is wild to me.
You can't. Yeah.
I remember. So back in the days, it was like, oh, well, you know what's Issa into? She's into like comedy performance, and I was like, oh my god, she's the one who's like me. Oh, and then I hear like Issa's giving that crap up. Boo to that. Now she's a debate kid. I'm like, Issa's sold me out. I'm devastated. But now that I know this, it's like what this debate club really is. It's not the kind of debate club I've had in my mind with like a stink on it. It is basically posting boot camp.
Yeah.
Like you have to learn to call people out. You have to be the right kind of communist.
I assumed it would just be comprised of like future Fed Soc judge types. Just like I don't know.
Little Gorsuch's, little Kavanaugh's.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes.
I'm sure they exist. But it's hard to get by as that kind of policy debater when you're going up against teams that their first argument will be a poem about racism. And they're just like, they don't even know how to like even like take that. Like they don't even know like where to start.
Yeah, the only fucking bullet they got is that was woke. That's woke.
Yeah, that's
they
woke.
said some woke stuff.
Well, I read a woke
poem.
DA. I read a disadvantage last tournament about how actually, never mind. it's
too much into the weeds.
Yeah, never mind. It's good though. Good woke DA. 10 out of 10. Yeah. Okay, it depends because I mean I certainly read arguments that are pretty conservative, but like me and my partner had this one like thing where someone would say we should do this, and me and my partner would say we should do that, but first Joe Biden should first strike Iran. Like, and so that was our plan, and the net benefit to that is that countries like Russia and China will respect the United States as a deterrent, and it will also get rid of like Iran like bullying other people in the Middle East. And so those were our like two benefits. And I'd say that's like a pretty conservative like
Yes.
Yeah,
I would definitely agree that
Yeah.
it's on
That
the
is
right.
pretty typical American hegemony stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, the United States like hedge good, hedge bad debates is like basically what every round has boiled down to this year because we've been debating about NATO.
I mean, that's what pretty much everything boils down to.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. I mean, true enough. Next year we're going into financial redistribution, which is basically
hell
going
yeah.
to be like reforms versus communism. Like that's like every debate probably.
I love this.
This is good.
Sicko mode, sicko mode, sicko mode. Sicko mode, sicko mode, sicko mode. Sicko mode, sicko mode, sicko mode. Sicko mode, sicko mode, sicko mode.
So Issa, last time you were on here, and technically a part of this time, but mostly last time, you really roasted us.
You kind of dismantled our entire self-esteem system, our support structure, which
Yeah,
was
we
each
were-
other.
We were honestly annihilated, just nothing left.
I felt like I got stabbed with a huge sword, and still do.
But now, now we get to turn it around. Oh, turnabout is fair play. I'm sure you know all about that from your little debates. You teens are not so perfect. You think you cannot be roasted. Oh, you can be roasted. You have plenty for me to roast.
Great. Sure.
Yeah, Tom has been really excited about this for a while. He wouldn't even tell me what he was going to say, but he was like, oh, this is going to be so good. We got her dead to rights. She's going to look like an idiot. So
I'll believe it when I hear it.
And hear it you will. You kids have had it too good for too long. Getting by with all these school shootings. Easy street. You think it's fun to roast elder millennials because we don't know how to start front-facing videos without pausing? Well, try this on for size. Why don't kids these days listen to big band music?
oh, damn, okay, that was actually good. He's got you there.
I know, isn't it great? It's perfect.
Oh my god, you are really out of touch.
No, I'm not. What are you talking about?
Teens listen to big band all the time.
No way.
It's true. It's like the most popular music on TikTok. We love that big brass sound. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody has a favorite clarinet player.
Favorite, like Benny Goodman?
Jesus Christ, you poser. What, is your favorite trumpeter Louis Armstrong? Is your favorite food McDonald's?
Tom, I'm roasted. My favorite trumpeter is Louis Armstrong.
No. Big band. It wasn't supposed to go like this.
We're the anime sickles and we're here to say anime is bad in a war crime way.
So at my job, we've definitely had like big company-wide meetings when people talk about AI, and I get the sense that no one knows what it's actually doing, and they think it's a magic box that can do anything. And then in the document, you have written something that I guess seems logical. It would impact schools, but teachers are now like just terrified of the prospect of AI in all ways.
Yes. All of my teachers that have a class that involves like writing, social studies and language and whatnot, have all told my class that they have caught, especially students in like lower levels, that many students have used ChatGPT to write their own essays. And they've caught kids doing that. I mean, teachers joke that it's like really obvious because it's like this kid is writing one way for the entirety of the year, and then like suddenly like comes out with like, as Tom said, the thesaurus dialect, using all these big words that they know they don't use. But it is kind of crazy that a lot of students have been using like ChatGPT to write their essays.
I am sort of two minds. Well, with AI, I'm of one mind, which is I hate it is an anti-human golem which must be crushed immediately.
You're not going to survive when AI takes power. You need to start saying good things about AI right now.
I will never say it. I don't want to live in that world. Also, it's the same thing. It's like, oh, the big thing is going to be the metaverse. Trust us. Oh, no, it's actually going to be crypto. Oh, no, it's actually going to be NFTs. Oh, no, it's actually going to be AI. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. Anyway, the point being, AI sucks ass. But, especially like from like the teacher's point of view and the student's point of view, This is from my perspective, and Joe actually probably has the same perspective, because I used to work at the DePaul Writing Center, where I would look at essays that other students would write. And man, a lot of these people don't know how to write. A lot of them are real bad at it. And it's like, it's a lot of it is because, and the biggest thing that I ended up doing, like the thing that was like the most useful tutoring skill, was just to tell them, like, you know what the point of an essay is? Like, you know why you get asked to write an essay? And they're like, no. And I'm like, it's for you to think of a thing and then say the thing. Like, what do you think? And they would say what they think. And I'm like, okay, now take that and put that in the essay. And they'd be like, no way. So like, if I was a student going through this and like I didn't get taught that, like there's no reason in the universe that I wouldn't use ChatGPT, because like,
Yeah.
like to me the point of an essay is like I gotta come in with some friggin' pages or else I get yelled at.
Yeah.
This makes pages, so
Yeah.
it's all the same.
I mean, it works extremely well. And there was actually a thing done where they had ChatGPT, the latest model, take like the AP US History and AP Euro and AP Lang exams, and the bot got a 5, the highest score on the APUSH and AP Euro and all the history exams, but the ChatGPT did not pass AP Lang, which is like more artistic. So that's good to hear, but at the same time, all these like more formulaic, like explain why Hitler was bad essays, like ChatGPT 100%
Oh man,
can
a
do
lot of
that.
people can't pass that shit
Like-
these days.
Yeah, or just like explain how this caused this. Like AI got that down. Like it can certainly write those essays really well, but the more artistic, like rhetorical analysis and whatnot for AP Lang is much harder.
Are there false positives on teachers saying stuff is Chat GPT?
Yes.
I've heard that also teachers use it to find the students who submitted the AI generated stuff, but because it's wrong all the time, it's wrong all the time.
Yeah, it's like, did
Yeah.
you write this? And it's like, yeah, I definitely did. Trust me, bro. It's like,
Yeah. I mean, it's really scary because for the teachers, you know, you don't want to accuse like a kid who has your trust of having an AI written paper, but sometimes it's really obvious, and then sometimes the teacher thinks it's really obvious, but they did actually write it. So it's just getting really close to being like the same.
it's like, I mean, like I said, it all has the same root, which is just like a lot of the time they just forget to teach why there is an essay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you don't understand that, like I said, like it's the idea that you wouldn't use it, like why would I not? What am I trying to say?
Well,
It's just like it's like what Joe was saying, like the factor that makes excitement about AI that most closely connects to excitement about AI and like, oh, this is great, is being a moron, is being a thoughtless person, and not
Like-
realizing that like it's not a genie who has magical knowledge. It's just like, what would be a word that would be likely to get said here, and like it doesn't need
It's
to
a
be
large scale learning model. It's a big mechanical Turk that's going to spit out sentences that sound like they have authority.
Yeah.
That's not the same as an intelligence that learns and changes over time. Like one of the people I follow on Twitter, I guess, is a teacher, and they had just posted that like one of their students now just does everything. Like they won't like have Chat GPT do their homework, but they will ask it everything, and it's just like so sad to see, and like that just sucks, man.
This actually kind of segues into the thing we want to talk to you about next, which is like, it was happening when I was getting educated. I imagine it still is, probably worse because of how in COVID there was that huge nationwide push to weaken teachers' power, which is like a lot of students are just never taught, because it's like the point is the test, the point is the standardized test. They're never taught that like part of what's important is like you thinking of things, and like that is all that is important about writing. Is like, can you think and communicate what you thought? And you know, so what makes AI appealing is, but if you already don't think of writing as something where the point is you thinking, it doesn't Like, yeah, you get what I mean.
Yeah.
So how these days is the kids' temperature on college? What do people think about college? Because even when I was going to college, there was sort of like this inchoate feeling of like, maybe this is a big scam. And I was going to college, and I'm like, maybe this is a big scam.
And Tom and I's timing was definitely, people were giving us the "you got to go to college" like pitch.
And like, to be clear, you do got to go to college.
Yeah,
but that's
you do.
part of the scam, is that you got to do it.
Right. So, what is the temperature on college in general?
It's like people try to be like your post high school plan, which could mean a number of things, but for students, that almost, if you're gonna have like a unique plan, it's gonna be a gap year and then you go to college. Like, there's I don't know anyone who's considering not going to college, except for maybe one kid in my health class last year who said he was gonna join the National Guard. So good for him.
Someone needs to tell your classmates how much a welder makes. Like,
Yeah, I welded. I'm a welder. Well, how much does a welder make?
Enough.
You would be good.
I mean, like, the thing about like welders, plumbers, electricians is that like they make money because if you do not have those guys, everything breaks, and they're not making a lot of new ones of them. Like,
Yeah.
I think I read that like in Texas, like Waste Management hires like people out of business school with MBAs for like $60,000, but like the people hauling garbage, it's like they're making like 90.
That's pretty great. You love to see it.
You got it. So yeah. I don't know if you feel college, you feeling cooler on college. A welding mask doesn't cost that much.
I will say though that the one thing about college that like was like that it sort of goes back to what I was saying about how Issa has correctly observed that like the point of junior high and early high school is like, can you make it? The point of college, again, you are going to classes technically, you are learning things technically, but the real lesson is like, okay, like you're mostly a person now, but like could you be all of one? And like that was like the only things I remember about college is like meeting my people and becoming myself, and like that. And like I still look back on like, God, to be in college and to be able to, with like 10 minutes of prep time, get like 5 friends to go out to dinner. It's like, I can't go out to dinner with one friend in a month. Like Issa, you and your sister and I and my wife went out like to dinner recently, and like that was like the amount of mental calories I went through to put that together. Like I had to go in a coma. I was like, oh my God, it's so hard. But like that, the ability in college to just like do things because everyone's there. Everyone's just there. It's incredible. Like that is a thing that like, even if I think that like academically it's a bit of a overrated scam, like that's the things like that I don't regret having done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd say it's not really looked at that way. I'd say that most kids are trying to get to the most prestigious college that they can, like regardless if it will make them happy or if it's actually like a good fit for them. Mm-hmm. But you know, they live in their life.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, that's a good point, because we went to DePaul, which is not that. Joe,
it was fine. Like, it was not selective, I would say, but it was also not open enrollment.
Yeah. Winnie went to Harvard, which actually is one of those prestigious schools. Does she share this opinion, or is Harvard still real? Like, do they actually teach you shit there?
No, that's definitely... We like to read the Harvard magazine and have our guffaws at like the relationship stuff. like Harvard magazine will be like, "Hello, I am a rich person and I've spent my whole life doing a type of dog breeding, and I'm seeking someone who is also of pure educational background." Yeah, like it's like the shit in Harvard magazine rules. It's like it's like a freak show, dude.
Wait, okay, I was like relationships to
no, like
curriculum?
it's like the old personal ads for a newspaper.
Wow.
but they're obviously geared towards a very select sector of society.
That's strange.
That is strange. I don't think they have that in the DePaul magazine.
No. I throw that out every time. Oh, I recycle it.
I get given it by my mom every time I visit her, and she says, please change the address on where these go. And I say, I don't know where they're coming from. I don't want I never asked for this. Do you want me to sign into the DePaul student portal? I forgot the password. This is unrelated, but like, do kids really not know about email and files?
Debate kids know about email. I don't know about normal kids, but debate kids know about email.
Okay, good.
Well, sometimes one of my friends who isn't in debates says like the most horrid thing. They're like, yeah, I have like 200 unread emails. I think some of them are from my teachers. I don't know. I'm like, oh my God. I don't know about that. But I think most kids are in touch.
Okay, thank God.
With email.
I mean, it's one thing to be like, I don't know how to torrent, but like you hear about, and these sort of horror stories, you always got to assume like this must be exaggerated, but like the computer science kids in the most prestigious schools, and they like download a file, and the teacher is like, all right, now find the file, and they're like, huh? What do you mean? And it's like, that can't be real.
No.
They have to know there's a downloads folder.
I have my downloads folder up. That's a debate classic. Yeah. Okay, if anyone is thinking about doing debate, just know you get really good with Microsoft Word. Like, that's why you should do debate. Gotta organize your files.
Do you ever use Excel? Because that is like the only skill I use in my professional life, is knowing about Excel.
Actually, we do scouting sheets, but you would probably think that that's like a joke, because we just have like the name of the school, the name of the team, what they'd be doing, and that's it.
Yeah.
Hey, that's still data.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all it's about. I mean, I do a lot of reports and whatnot where I'm just like, I know the person looking at this is not caring about like any of this. Yeah. But whatever, they pay me. I don't care.
True enough.
I don't care about any of it. I just care about not getting in trouble.
Getting that bank. Ice Spice is a new kind of rapper. She's bringing a revolutionary kind of rap to mainstream pop. She is the moment. She is everything.
Okay.
She says the funniest things. She raps in a new way. She raps like this all the time. She talks like this.
just kind of
talking.
Slow.
Yeah, she
I
just
like when
talks.
people sing talk. I think it's wonderful, because I also don't like trying.
Yeah, she has that vibe. She's great.
Okay.
She's like a master of self-branding. I mean, you could see just the top of her hair, and you know it's her.
Yeah.
She has She has the most ghastly looking necklace that's like a head of herself. That's like a giant necklace covered in diamonds. It's so ugly, and she wears it everywhere. And it's just genius. And she has the most insane bars. You should listen to her collab with Taylor Swift, very recent. Yeah.
Wait, no way.
Yes, Taylor Swift
that
and Ice
doesn't
Spice.
seem like those seem like two great tastes that don't taste great together.
Wait, does Taylor Swift rap?
No. Well, yeah.
Oh.
Taylor Swift rapped on Reputation, kind of, and on that Shake It Off song. My ex man.
You think we know about these? You think we hear this?
You know that song? Come on.
This necklace sucks.
Yes. You see it? Yes.
Post it in chat. Show me.
Yes.
I gotta see.
The necklace is so bad.
I haven't listened to new music. Like,
oh my god!
I again, when I was your age, I
listen
was
to
like,
Boy
it's
Genius.
actually very.
Have you listened to Boy Genius?
Oh, that's Phoebe Bridgers and the.
Yes.
Oh
and the girls.
No! Sorry to interrupt you, but Joe just posted this thing, and it looks like, oh my god!
Is this supposed to be a puffin?
It's her.
That it looks like the Furby from Uncut Gems.
Yes.
Do you ever see
That's
that?
supposed to be her?
Yes, it's her, and she wears it all the
That's
time
not
now.
flattering.
Well, she doesn't
looks
have her
much
hair
better
right
than
now.
that.
She normally has her orange afro. That's the Ice Spice hair.
it's Powerpuff Girls looking, but
Yeah.
it looks like, and you know what it looks like? It looks like she was a Powerpuff Girl, and then this is the like malformed ice cream bar of her.
Yes. She wears it in the music video with Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift looks like a goddess, and she's sitting there with this disgusting necklace, and it's so bad. But I love her.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, I haven't followed new music when I was your age. I'm like, it's easy to follow new music. I'm gonna follow new music forever. I'm never gonna stop. I stopped. Oops. I sure would have.
Let me
liked
give you
to have
some
not.
recs. I'm all up
We
on the
can
new
do that
music.
afterwards. We can do that.
Oh,
afterwards.
okay.
However, so I heard, and this is again, this is like one of those horror story new, like the society's crumbling, and I'm like, this must be overblown. But there was a bunch of things about hot new rappers whose thing was, I don't respect lyrics, and I don't think Biggie Smalls is very good. Why would I listen to that? It's so old. It's not relevant anymore. And I'm like, how dare you say you don't respect lyrics? Does she respect lyrics? Is she one of those?
Does.
Okay, good.
She
Okay, I like
does.
this. I like this.
She stay thick because she's eaten her oats. That's one of her lines. She eats her oats and never forget it. And she has so many classic lines. She says "gra" in every song.
What's that? What's
Gra.
Is that girl,
Gra.
bruh?
No, it's just like "gra." She does that every song. Actually, I could do an impression of all the top female rappers. You want to hear it? Okay.
I mean, yeah.
It's a 1 second impression of each one. Okay, first.
Okay.
Nicki Minaj. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's
she
that
did
one?
be saying that.
Got Ice Spice, of course. Gra. Then I got Megan Thee Stallion. And then I got Cardi B. Okay.
Jesus.
That's all of them.
This is good. Have you like honed? This is like a routine that you have.
Yeah,
right?
I've been working on the
Okay.
Nicki Minaj one for a while. If you listen to Nicki Minaj songs, you will know I have it spot on. Ooh, exactly like that. Exactly like that. A soundbite.
Okay. I was like, that was off the dome. Like
Oh,
that's
yeah.
that's amazing. Okay.
I've been working on it. Yeah, Doja Cat doesn't have like a sound that goes with her, so I don't have anything for her.
I just know that I respect her for when a lot of Twitter stuff was going, when you couldn't change your name. Her display name was Christmas, and she was like, oh, Elon, I don't want to be Christmas forever. Please let me change it. Give me special dispensation to change my name. And he's like, okay, you can. And then she changed her picture to Elon Musk and changed her name to Elon Musk. Was like, thank you, sir.
You know,
Oh, it was because everyone was impersonating him and saying like, I'm a big pedophile, and he's like, no. So that was I like that.
she
like
actually
that.
recently tweeted that that she tricked all her fans into listening to pop garbage. So she kind of slays for that. I don't know if that's a slay or if that's a yikes, but interesting
it's-
take.
It's nuanced, you know.
Yeah.
That's a sign of a true artist.
It's a true artistry, and you love to hear it. What do you guys listen to? Just to be clear,
same
I don't listen
things-
to Ice Spice. I love Ice Spice for who she is. I don't listen to her music.
Then how do you know that she got the bars? You have to listen to the
I
lyrics.
listened to it once. I listened to it all the way through.
Okay.
You only
okay,
need one
okay.
time.
It's more of a
Yeah.
public personality that you're in.
Once you've
Okay, I
listened to
feel that.
Boy's a Liar by Pink Pantress and Ice Spice, you've listened to it enough times.
Fair enough. Yeah, Joe, as you were saying, you listen to the same shit you've been listening to for 20 years.
Yeah, exactly. It's like punk music, the same ones, not changing. I would say the main thing that has changed for me musically is that I like listen to a lot of lo-fi beats to study to on
Yes!
YouTube. And like all my YouTube recommendations are like pictures of cozy rooms with lo-fi beats, or there's this other guy who's in Korea who just takes footage of rain. That's also what I'm kind of into. So those are my main two artistic
That's great.
vectors, which is rain music, not even music, rain sounds and lo-fi, and then like punk where no one can sing.
Yeah. No, you have to not be able to sing. My brother, Issa, your uncle, in the boys chat, me, him, and your dad, posted apropos of nothing. It's like, I actually think the Pixies are pretty overrated. Bad vocals, moronic lyrics, and repetitive songs. And I'm just like, man, if moronic lyrics, bad singing, and repetitive songs are things we're gonna ding bands on, like, punk's done. Like my favorite bands have bad singing and moronic lyrics.
That's also not true because they go loud, quiet, loud. They change it up. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's you have to be a genius to know about that. My response was, I think the Pixies are fine, but not enough to try to work up the energy to defend them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another. Like, that's a truly, like, this is something I learned about you recently that I was like, wow, never would have thought. Is that you're a Radiohead fan?
Yes!
That's wild. Because Radiohead is like, if we're looking at like the time jumps, it's like if I at age whatever was like really into like big band music.
Well, first of all, I just need to qualify myself. I am in the 0.001% of Radiohead listeners on YouTube Music. So give me the props that I deserve. And
that's a very exclusive club.
That's impressive, or it means you just leave your computer on playing Radiohead.
That's fair. Well, you need to also account that a lot of my hours got lost in the fact that my phone doesn't record when I'm listening to downloaded music, so when I'm not on Wi-Fi. So I've listened to even more Radiohead. But I don't know. The first song I listened to was off of their most recent album. I listened to Burn the Witch. Off of Moonshaped Pool, and I was like, Dad, you ever hear this? And he was like, yeah, I've heard this. And then he played me Paranoid Android before I was going to biology summer school, and I was like, this is trash, and I left.
What?
And I was like,
what?
I was like, no way, I don't like this.
An OK Computer hater? I couldn't believe.
No, not anymore. But at the time, I was like,
okay.
ew, this is like rock music. This has like guitar in it, ew. Because I liked my violins. I liked the violins, and so I was like, Burn the Witch, this is great. But then I listened to more.
I will say, I worked at a college radio station in college. I didn't know anything about Radiohead. I still don't. Man, people my age love talking about Radiohead.
Radiohead is a genre of music that I describe as music that will make boys talk about time signatures. Where it's like, if you get a type of guy in a room and you say that name, they'll be like, can I talk to you about theory? Their chords are crazy. And I'm just like, oh God.
Do you know the time signature in 15-step? Do you understand what happens to the beat modulations and videotape on In Rainbows? It's actually really complicated. I can tell you all about it.
I see you're very familiar.
No, I think I've watched every single video on YouTube that has to do with Radiohead. I love Radiohead. Talk to me about Radiohead. Choose your words
carefully. I was a big Radiohead fan as a younger person. In Rainbows came out, and the big thing was it was like the first time that it was pay what you want, download MP3s rather than a physical first release, where the CD was the thing. And I downloaded that, and like I never listened to it. Like, I never found the time.
Stop recording. Do it now. Come back when you're done.
I miss the Bends. I wish they would make a the Bends style record again. She
Are you kidding me? You're stuck on the Bends? No, I love the Bends. The Bends is great.
This is okay. I was about to be like, the sketch is coming to life. Like, it's becoming real.
You're stuck on the Bends. I mean, what did you listen to? Did you ever listen to Kid A when it came out?
Oh yeah, Kid A is great.
Interesting.
Did a some rhetoric type class. I did a presentation about how piracy was actually not immoral, and I used Kid A as the example, which is Radiohead was sort of a niche band, puts out their weirdest, least commercial album yet, and it gets leaked online and downloaded millions of times before release, and then it opens at number 1, free marketing, you wouldn't you say?
That's fast.
And I got a good grade, so you know it's right.
You know. No, you guys, okay, give me 3 adjectives about yourself, and I will recommend you a Radiohead song, and you will stop recording immediately, and you will listen to it. Yes? No?
I'm thinking of the adjectives.
Oh, yeah.
You gave me a very difficult question to deal with here.
Yeah, take your time.
Stupid.
Yeah, I was like, am I gonna lead with stupid?
Stupid. That's definitely one of them.
Depressed, I think.
Yeah,
for you.
depressed.
Okay.
Depressed and stupid.
Depressed
Third
doesn't
one
limit
would-
it very much.
Yeah,
though.
that's
No.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's like saying like Alive. Like, yeah, Radiohead. Come on.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Impish. I would say like, I'm rather impish.
Impish. Ooh.
Is it if there was a word from suffering from constant pain that was one word, it would be that. Which again, that's just depressed, but a different flavor. I like when the song is good. I mean, the real thing is that like when I listen to music these days, it's like at the computer, and I'm looking at something else, and I can't split my attention that well. So I need the music to be something that I basically know by heart already.
That's fair.
So that like, there are so many times I try to listen to a new record, and I'm like, the first song, I'm like, okay, this is pretty good. I'm into this, and then I'm like, oh, 1 second, let me look at this post. And then I realized that the album's been over for 20 minutes, and I'm like...
Yeah. Yeah. Listening to new music definitely takes a lot of energy, I think. A lot of energy that I think this new generation does not have.
They don't have what it takes to listen to Ice Spice.
No, they do have that energy. That's the one energy they do have. They're willing to listen to 15 seconds of an Ice Spice song for a TikTok video, but they're not willing to go back to the classics.
See, this is this is also retroactively answering, like, are there kids who look for weird stuff still? Which, like, yeah,
I'm
I
that
love
kid.
this.
No.
I love it. I am gonna buckle down and actually look, because I love the old Radiohead stuff. Mm-hmm. I even liked Amnesiac. I checked Amnesiac out of the library.
So interesting that you like Kid A and Amnesiac, but like In Rainbows is like too far.
I don't have any opinion, but I like legitimately didn't press play on it ever.
That's fair. Yeah. I just feel
so like it might be my favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think In Rainbows is definitely one that's up there. It's my favorite.
What about when he was? I don't.
Are you going to talk about the performance?
I was going to say like what? Sorry, I was going to be like, what about when he did a solo album? But like that's not interesting. I don't even like.
I
listen
to the Tom York solo album. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. Great.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Have you heard about The Smile?
The what?
The Smile. It has three of the Radiohead band members, and they made a new band called The Smile, and they made a new album, and it's pretty good. It sounds like a Radiohead album because Tom is there. He's doing his work. I love Tom York.
I just don't respect how he spells his name with that H.
It's very British.
It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
British people, the voice is fake.
Yeah.
When they sing, they don't do the voice.
No.
Yeah, that bothers me so much.
That's real.
They can just turn it off whenever they want. I don't buy it.
That's
They're
actually
faking it.
why punk is so respectable, because it's one of the few genres where they still do the voice while they're singing.
Yeah.
Oh wait, really? That's terrible.
Yeah,
Oh man.
it's really annoying. That's why I like it.
British people. I
Anyway,
don't know about Brits.
I mean, if your opinion is I don't know about Brits, you're gonna go far. in
No,
this
I
way.
don't know about Brits. I don't know about them. I don't trust them. I don't like their way.
That's exactly what I was saying.
Sicko mode, sicko mode, sicko mode. Sicko mode, sicko mode, sicko mode. Sicko mode, sicko mode, sicko mode. Sicko mode, sicko mode, sicko mode.
Issa, this was incredible. Thank you so much for coming back.
This was
and
so fun.
Yammering with us.
Thank you for having me.
I normally would say like, where can people find your stuff, but like, I don't want people looking you up because
Go to tabroom.com.
Still a minor. What?
go to tabroom.com and look up Isabella Harrison, and you can see if I'm going to go to a debate tournament.
Don't actually do that. Don't do that.
It's fine.
Don't do that.
You can see my record. You can see how many I've lost and won.
Okay, you could do that.
Yeah.
Don't actually do that. No, don't do that. Who would do it? There's
No,
so
they
many
don't know how
things
to
that I've
navigate
seen.
Tabroom. They're gonna go to
Yeah,
Tabroom.
that's
They're gonna be
fair
like,
enough.
"What is even happening?" It's fine.
Like, I've reflected in the past that, like, I've said so much stuff that, like, anyone who wanted to spend, like, 10 hours on it could, like, dox me down to the block.
Mm-hmm.
I just
Yeah.
really hope they don't.
I'm going to
Anyway.
do it.
Oh! I forgot! Issa, are you an anime sicko?
I'm an anime sicko.
Beautiful. I've been Tom, an anime sicko.
I've been Joe, an anime sicko.
Oh, I'm Issa. I'm an anime sicko.
We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Anime Sickos. I've been Tom, a sicko. You can follow me on Twitter at TomHarrison19. Joe is also a sicko. You can follow him on Twitter at ShariaUncle. You can follow Anime Sickos on Twitter at Anime Sickos or email us at animesickos@gmail.com. Please leave us a review or something. I don't know. Tell a friend. Anyway, until next time, bye.